You cannot record real songs in FL Studio. This is the thought a lot of recording engineers have, but FL Studio has definitely made its strides in advancing its recording process. Make sure you stay tuned to the very end of this video because you're gonna walk away with a ton of value, I promise. Without further ado, let's get into it.
You can't record in FL Studio. This has been the narrative for the longest time. Let's be honest, FL Studio has always been looked down upon for its recording features. FL Studio artists have always existed, with artists like Soulja Boy recording themselves in FL Studio. But it's not until recently that many people have started to utilize it, and one of the biggest contributors to people beginning to record in FL Studio is a new music community that's being formed. Stick around to the end of the video where I'll reveal the chain being used by this new FL community.
Yes, there's definitely that new community of streamers that's leading the charge when it comes to recording in FL Studio. As a matter of fact, one of the main ones I just saw was up there, which is Plaqueboy Max. And once I saw him recording in FL Studio, I was a little confused because I would expect him to be recording maybe newer recording artists, but every time I see his videos, he's recording Quavo or 2 Chainz or these really big recording artists in FL Studio, which just kind of blows my mind because I remember when FL Studio was just strictly a beat making program, and now over time the capabilities have expanded. That being said, there's definitely a reason behind why these streamers are using FL Studio. It's readily available. Most producers have it to make beats in. Also, you don't have to have the continuous subscription platforms like ProTools, which you have to pay for monthly or pay for annually. FL Studio comes with automatic updates for life. So you buy FL Studio once and you're good for life. And that's definitely very economically sound, especially if you're a younger person, you're a streamer, and you just want to try things out. You might not want to deal with learning the clunkiness of something like Pro Tools. So definitely understand why they're using it. It's a great program. And now the recording capabilities are incrementally getting there. It's trying to get to the point where it can be a competitor. It definitely needs work, but inch by inch, step by step, ImageLine is working on getting there. I hope ImageLine, if you're watching this video, hope you guys are reaching out to people like Plaqueboy Max for different brand deals and anything like that, because they're really helping to push the program forward for this newer generation. So let's go ahead and get back into the video.
If you've been watching Twitch at all in the past couple of years, you'll notice that many of the biggest streamers are now artists in making music.
I can't hear myself, bro. Why? Someone help.
And because of this, many of these streamers have started to become producers and artists in their own right. And with this, many streamers have started to both record some of today's top artists in FL Studio. But the way that they do this is far from conventional. Just take the vocal chain of a streamer like Plaqueboy Max, for example. You'll see some pretty crazy EQ stuff going on, and a lot of meme plugins like the FL Limiter and FL Sound Goodizer are being used a lot here. But what's really neat is the use of some stock FL effects like FL's Fruity Flanger and FL's Fruity Chorus, which play a huge part in some of these vocal chains.
Yes, what's happening here is, from what I can gather from this clip, it looks like streamers are probably exchanging different type of templates that they found online and trying to compile things together. One thing that I was taught early on was always make sure that you're not removing something and then unnecessarily adding it back later in the vocal chain. So it looks like that's possibly what's happening here. But at the end of the day, it sounds like they're able to get the results that they're looking for. Another thing to keep in mind is whenever they're making these versions, I'm hoping whenever it comes to the official version that they're getting the stems, bouncing them down and getting them down to an actual mix engineer who's gonna beef things up and make them competitive, radio ready for consumption for the masses. If you guys are using these tight beats, which are already compressed, and then you're probably adding some type of limiter to compress it again, then it's gonna be hard for your music to really have that punch, that body that's gonna be competitive with the bigger recording artists or having their stuff actually mixed by a mix engineer. But this is good to get the ideas out, to get the energy out, to get the flows out, to understand how you want your voice to sound on a beat. So I'm not mad at it as far as creating demo versions or creating versions that are just purely creative. And that's what I love so much about FL Studio. It's just here for pure creative expression. Let's get back into the video.
But how hard is it to actually track vocals in FL Studio? Well, surprisingly, it's very easy. And many of these top streamers make it look super simple. Features like FL's routing options and its sidebar clip viewer actually looks super helpful for recording.
Yes, tracking in FL Studio is relatively simple, but it is limited. It's not going to give you the same capabilities as something like Pro Tools. Just keep that in mind whenever you guys are using FL Studio. I might get canceled for saying this, but I have to say it. You can record in FL Studio, get your takes, and make a fire song. But there's so many different layers to recording that a platform like Pro Tools gives you. Of course, it's not necessary to use it, but even something like playlisting, the ability to comp vocals. What does that mean? Let's say your recording artist has multiple verses and you guys want to compile the best parts of that verse. In Pro Tools, you can easily get one phrase and push it up into the main clip, get another phrase and push it up to the main clip. You could just keep compiling things and blending things together. So at the end of the recording session, things sound like this one super well executed verse. And that's part of the reason why really good recording artists back in the day, and especially singers, their takes sounded so magical, so perfect. It's like, wow, how does this person have so much vocal control? That's due to something called comping, which once again is compiling the best parts and blending them together and making them sound good. And something like FL Studio, it looks like that would be a real challenge to do. And these days, recording artists have high expectations, so they want things to sound almost like a final record by the time their session is over. So you actually need to be comping as they're recording or when they're in the back of the studio texting their friends on their phone that they're gonna pull up after the session. You need to be comping, blending things together and making it sound as good as possible. And that's essentially not really there in the FL Studio. If it's possible, please let me know, but something like that is just not there. So I want you guys to know that there's different layers that you're missing. Please don't compare the two. Don't compare FL Studio's recording to Pro Tools recording and make it seem like they're on par with each other. They're just factually, they're not there. So yes, let's get back into the video.
It's no wonder with how convenient and successful these features are that many of these streamers and up-and-coming artists are choosing FL Studio to record. And I think it's going to be cool to see how this program is going to be utilized to make some cool and unique sounds. If y'all enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments section down below if y'all think FL Studio might be the future of recording.
I'm excited to see where ImageLine takes this. They listen to the community. They're always asking for feedback and actually executing on the feedback that we give them as FL Studio users. So with time, I'm sure they're going to add things like playlisting and spot mode that we have available in Pro Tools into FL Studio, something comparative to that, so that way the community can engage more and grow more when it comes to recording, especially since FL Studio is so accessible. It only makes sense, and I'm excited to see where they take things. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe. My name is Desmond A, and I'll be back with more great videos. Peace. Wait, before you go, make sure you go to DesmondASounds.com where you can get free FL Studio patcher plugins, free loops, free guides, everything you need to level up your music production. Once again, go to DesmondASounds.com or click the link in the description. Go there now and totally transform your music production.